What up, beautiful people? We're back in the great state of Georgia. Just in case you hadn't picked up what's been going on. So I answered all these questions, and I figured since y'all didn't want to watch an hour video, I broke these up. So now here's part 3 of the getting to know me, and we're back in the great state of Georgia, no water this time. So you know what? Let's get into it. But first,
what's a skeleton's favorite instrument? A trombone. Intro.
Ricky Smith, my man Rick, asks, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would? Rain Dane asks, how did you identify your purpose? How do you continue to walk in it without seeing the immediate fruits of your labor? How do you handle the lack of support? Sometimes the greatest support comes from strangers. Okay. Rain, that's a couple of, thank you for that question. Okay. How do you identify your purpose? For me, the way that I identify purpose is it's this equation of gifting and burden. Like, what's the thing that you're passionate about, that you want to see change, that you have giftings and abilities to contribute to? Because, I mean, you can change the world. You're probably not going to change the world, but you have a piece of the world that you can change. But some people have passions for something. They want to do this thing, but they don't have any talent in it. So they're not very effective. And some people are greatly gifted in an area, but they have no passion for it. So it's this equation of gifting and passion is what you find purpose. I think so. How do you continue to walk in it without seeing immediate fruits of your labor? That's a whole nother video. I guess the short answer would be you fall in love with the journey. You fall in love with the journey instead of the destination. Because one of the biggest things that we do is that we want to start as a finished product. And that cripples a lot of people, and that kills a lot of people, because we don't want to start out like this, like right now. Get out my shot. We don't want to start out like this right now, like we're starting and we're making mistakes and all of this good stuff. So what we'll do is we'll hide ourselves, and then we don't even put ourselves out there to give people an opportunity to support. And then when we put ourselves out there and give people an opportunity to support us, and they don't, then we're hurt, and then we lose momentum and that whole thing. So that's a whole different thing. So the answer to the question is that, for me, is that you gotta fall in love with the journey. You gotta fall in love with starting out as trash, and then you gotta fall in love with seeing progressive steps. Like right now, as y'all are watching this, I have 164 subscribers. And I posted a lot of times, hey y'all, hey, could you go and hit subscribe? Could you hit like, comment, hit subscribe? Could you do it? Like, and then like y'all haven't done it, and like that could seemingly discourage me. But I am not doing this for y'all. I'm not. I'm doing this because of a whole myriad of reasons, and it's part of, and I feel like it's part of my bigger purpose. So if I start doing this for y'all, and then y'all don't support, so now your support is the anchor to my purpose. If I live like that, then that means that if every time I do something and y'all don't support me, now I'm crushed and I can't move on. I can't live like that. That's probably the answer to the question. Probably the answer to the question is fall in love with the journey. Fall in love with being trash, and then getting better, and then see a milestone, and then you trash again on another level, and then you get better and you see a milestone. Fall in love with that journey. And as you fall in love with the journey, and then you start to see results, and then, you know, boom. And then here's the fun part. And then when you're like this global phenomenon and you got $1 jillion, now all of a sudden everybody want to be on a rain train. But nobody was on a rain train when you was in the gym shooting. Next question. I'm gonna go to Instagram. IG is Instagram for all the cool kids. Ish asked me, when was the last time I cried? The last time I cried was
When your grandmother, when your uncle.
yeah. Last time I cried was when my aunt died. At the memorial service of my aunt, which was last Saturday. The time I cried before that was when it really hit me. I just found out that, well, we'll talk about that later. Before that, though, I basically cry every day. Tumisha asked, did attending a Christian college shape you in ways you originally thought it would, and why not? Great question. Going to a Christian college showed me that just because you're in a garage doesn't mean you're a car. Santa Tia 61, Aaliyah, get that from Santa Tia 61 says, send in prayers and you have a lot of wisdom and knowledge of God. Oh, thank you. King Diaz asked, would you do a single in Espanol? No. King Diaz also asked, what's my most embarrassing moment on stage?
I don't think you ever had one.
Yeah, I'm sure I've had one. I can't really think of one. Honestly, I really don't get embarrassed like that. As you can clearly see, I don't take myself very seriously. So, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. Frank asked, what's my greatest accomplishment? Great question, Frank the Tank. This is one of them. This is the other one.
One was inside.
And one's inside.
What did he ask you?
Said, what's my greatest accomplishment? And my greatest accomplishment are you guys.
I don't understand why.
You will when you're older. Shaquint Jacobs asked, what state of mind are you in right now, and how's your heart? Honestly. Truth is, I'm tired. Options a few. I'm something, but where are you? I'm all churched out. Something. Da 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 da. Take me to the king. No, not that king. Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. That's right. My heart is torn to pieces, but it's my offering. Take me to the throne. Leave me there alone. So, you know the rest of the song. Nick Davis asks, does all your bass belong to us? Gloria Armstrong asks, I've noticed that you recently took up photography. Beautiful pics of the kids, by the way. What was the photography a hobby or a career adjustment? If it was a career adjustment, how did you manage it with the recent shutdown of businesses due to COVID-19? Okay, so photography, it started out as a hobby. It ended up being I ended up being pretty decent at it, enough to charge for my services. Started G Davis Photography to go into the life and art brand. I'm officially a photographer, and I make money off of it. Also videography. So if y'all want me to come to your city and do this, or take wonderful pictures like this, or this, or this, or this, then hit me up, GeraldDavisArt.net. We can work it out. Or if you're informal, DM me. We'll work it out. It ended up being a viable source of income. COVID messed everything up, like I'm sure it did for a lot of y'all out there. But what you do is what I did is, even though I couldn't shoot, I spent this time building relationships, because in business, in art, in ministry, in whatever you do, it's all about people, and it's all about relationships. So you build the relationships while you can't perform the service, and then when you can't perform the service, you let that relationship be a bridge to whatever. I could have nailed that ending. Y'all get it. Nicole Howard asks, where's your brother? I'm sure a lot of people want to know the answer to that question. I ain't seen him in the last 20 years. He out there, Fort Worth, Texas. Look him up. Annette Snipes asks, what do you want to see your music do?
Dance.
Besides dance.
I wanted to see it to have a big hit.
I
I want to see it for you to be famous. I want to be a famous child. I want to be a